Welcome back to the vlog. We're working on my 65. Yeah, we're just gonna show you the process through it. Well, here's all the stuff we're gonna be working today on. We got the tires, fork graphics, the spark plug, air filter, and tire bearings right here.
Yep, then we got a new seat cover from SKDA, bar pad, some fork graphics, and some ODI lock-on grips we're gonna put on. Alrighty, so we're gonna start with the back tire, get that off so we can get new rubber on it. And we're gonna teach Kobe along the way, let him do as much as we can let him do, and that way he can learn how to do this on his own. So I'm gonna crack this nut over here and get it loosened up. Alright, so we got that loosened up. Then we gotta do the chain tensioners. Hopefully this comes off easy. First we wanna crack this one loose. It's a little tight. Maybe I can start by loosening it here. I'm gonna loosen that nut too. I can pull them both at the same time. Because if you strip these, you're gonna be in a little bit of trouble. So all I did was put a wrench on both so I could turn this and turn this at the same time. Because if I didn't, this inner nut was gonna want to strip. So we got that loose. The fun part of trying to turn it in now. Now I'm gonna do the same thing on the other side, and we can pop the chain off and pull the axle out and slide it off. So I'm just taking this axle nut off. I'm gonna pull this axle shaft out. I may have to tap it a little bit with a hammer because it's probably been a minute. Yeah, want to grab that hammer for us, buddy?
Yeah.
I'm gonna put this nut back on and grab a little block of wood for the firewood. I'm just gonna put this block on the nut and tap it. You can see it freed it up. Want to just keep the bike steady for me, Cobb? So now that I got it out past the axle nuts, I'm just gonna push it forward a little bit. I can take this block out. Just pop the axle adjuster block out. Pop the tire down a little bit, and then I can pop the chain off. Well, I still got the axle nut holding it there. Now, you got two spacers in here, one on either side. You just want to keep track of those. Pull this nut out. Hold that, go. Slide this out. Okay, spacers stayed in. Sometimes they'll fall out. And there we go. We got it out. Now we can start tearing it apart. Alright, so we got the new tire on. Now we're going to pop these bearings out. Put some new bearings in. Okay, got that one. Okay, alrighty, so now we're going to reinstall the new bearings. Just get this sitting in there as level as possible. There's our bearing driver. Try to drive this thing down in nice and even. I'll just steady the tire pub.
Yep.
Once you hear that kind of metal ring out, then you know you got it all the way seated. And just kind of feel around, make sure it's even, which we're pretty good. Flip it over. Yep. And take some waterproof grease. Just get a little bit of grease on this axle shaft so it doesn't seize inside.
And you don't want to touch this with just.
Yeah, definitely use some rubber gloves. And all greased up good. Like I say, you don't need a lot, you just need a little bit to keep it from seizing. So, just slip this in here. There we go. Slip this on through here.
Do you need a hammer?
No, let's gotta line it up on this side. Okay, so we got it most of the way through. I'm gonna put the chain on before we get any tension on it. Okay, chain's on. Just slap the rest of the way in. Alright, other axle block. Put it on this side. Nut. Now you guys can't see what I'm doing over here, but we're in a little bit of a tight workshop here, so we're making doing what we can, make you guys a video. I'm just gonna kind of snug it up. I'm not gonna go real tight because we gotta adjust the chain now and get the wheel straight. So there's that. Spin this nut forward. It hits the swing arm. Just snug it, doesn't have to be crazy tight. And back wheel is back on for now. New bearings, the chain's a little gritty so it sounds not too great. We gotta take that off and clean it. But there's a back tire and we're gonna jump on to some other things.
So now we're doing my frame guards. They should be pretty easy to get on. Not suspecting it's gonna be too hard. So yeah, let's get to it.
Broken. So he's gonna grab some snips. Snip this upper one.
And they're pretty clean and new. I mean, they are the same thing. We're not planning to keep this bike any longer because I'm getting a new one. I'm getting way too big for this thing. And I'm keeping the same designs, new colors. Like, you guys have to wait and see. It's gonna look pretty cool. But yeah. I'm planning to sell it and get a new one. So that's why we're doing all this right now. I mean, we're doing it because I might ride it a little bit longer and keep me safe too. But yeah, we're fixing it up so we can sell it and get a lot of money for it and get a new bike.
So, I'm just going to wipe this down a little bit. The other side got lost. That's the main reason we're replacing these. So, we just got 2 new ones. And I should probably get the zip tie started first.
But as you can see, look how dirty this one is, and like old, and this one's just brand new.
That one.
Are we zip tying it just to keep it on?
No, that's actually how you install them.
Oh,
That's
really?
why the other one that probably ended up getting lost.
Oh.
Which it wasn't on there when we bought the bike. So we're just replacing them just so it actually has them.
Ready.
And you got some good grip on these Cherubies ones. But that's a good reason to keep an eye on these suckers because the zip ties like to break. Yep, go ahead. Give it a little like that, and then you can snip these off, bud. No, don't use the knife. Use those snips right there.
I didn't see it right there. You're under, Blake. I think I'm on the thing.
Should be good right there. Squeeze it a little harder. They might be a little dull.
There we go. Yeah, they're pretty dull.
Alright, get this bottom one. Flip that thing around so the flat side is to the zip tie.
Like this?
Yeah. So you can get a nice close cut.
It's hard because I think I have to like do it like this because the zip tie isn't really facing that way. Oh.
Got it.
I guess I wasn't strong enough for that one. But yeah, as you can see, when you get here,
Got it.
there's like, it's not there at all.
Yeah,
It's
this one
gone.
was already missing.
And it doesn't, I'm not sure, it doesn't really matter if it's there, but does it keep anything like blocked and help it?
It definitely, it doesn't matter if it's here, but it definitely, it helps give you grip on your frame when you're riding and you're squeezing. And it helps prevent this. Unfortunately, it's too late for that, but that's okay. We were gonna repowder coat this frame and
Do a lot of things.
stuff like that, but honestly, we're getting ready to sell it. It's just not worth it for us to do it at this point. Maybe the next owner can, but the bike's still in good shape, so we're not really too worried about it. And for us to dump the money into powder coat the frame just to sell it and get a new bike doesn't really make sense.
Yeah.
And this third one, it goes around the brake right here, the master cylinder. Oh, I got it backwards. Yep, and we're switching brands. If you guys can guess in the comments what brand you think Cope's switching to. I don't know if we got any free stuff to give you, but maybe. We'll pin your comment. If you guess the right brand that Cope's gonna switch to, we'll pin it. So there we go, we got new frame guards on, looking snazzy.
Pretty easy.
Nice and them nice moose foot pegs. So now the next thing.
So now we're doing the grips. These are, what did you say again?
ODI lock-ons.
Alright, yeah. So yeah, we're gonna do the grips now. One might give us some trouble because as you can see right here, the previous owner put wires around it. I mean, it's not that big of a deal, but it might be a little bit harder to get off. But this one should be pretty easy. So yeah, let's get to this.
And apparently, so if you go online and you look in the description and the comments and stuff on Motorsports where I went, apparently these don't work on a 65. This cam gear definitely won't work. But they say, ODI says that if you get this V2 throttle snap cam, part number H70SCE, it's got to be the E on the end. There's two different ones. One's an E, one's something else. We're going to find out right now, but apparently these will fit on the Huskies and KTM 65s and the gas. Yeah, so we got to try to get this off. Shouldn't be too bad, I don't think. And, yep, there's one broke.
It's so clean under it. It's like very.
Well, they probably did it when the grips were brand new.
Probably.
Yep, there's that one.
It's not as hard as I thought it would. You need to see the dents in it.
I mean, people do this to keep the grip from twisting. There's actual,
Like actual grips that come with those.
well, there's actual wire for grips.
Oh.
But, I
Is-
don't know, they use them. If this doesn't
Probably what the-
slide right off, I'll just cut it with a knife. But it's going to come right off. Hopefully I don't elbow the camera. You can blow down in it with an air nozzle, but I don't feel like going through all that trouble right now. Just pull it off. So, we got the clutch side off. We're going to pop out. And that's, see, the nice thing about these ODI snap-ons is they come with all these cams, they call them, for different bikes. But it doesn't come with the KTM, so you got to buy that separate. Well, we'll get to that in a minute. So here's our clutch side.
I hope they put
Sorry,
paper.
I got an Allen wrench to put this on with. I should already have these tools on, I guess. Don't worry, we're new at this, but we're gonna try to get better at it. This is our first, I don't know if you're gonna call it an informative video, but, because we're amateurs too, but. First build series video, we'll call it.
First and maybe last on the bike. We probably gonna get some new bikes and stuff. You never know.
There we go. So the way these work, these ODI grips come with a tube even on the clutch side, and it literally just slides on. You gotta loosen this up a little bit. This will lock it into place once it's on the handlebar. So we got no waffle, so it really doesn't matter where we put it. I'm gonna just put ODI up, I guess. That way the head of the Allen key's facing backwards and it's not getting filled with dirt. Okay, these fit a little snugger than I thought they would. Have to do a little wrestling on here. All right. They cut these bars down too, so it's a little rough here. I just realized that. So it might take a little effort. All right, well, I had to shut the camera off and do a little figure in there for a minute, but we got it. So you just tighten this Allen down on the ring, and it'll keep the throttle tube, or well, the clutch side grip from twisting and coming off. Imagine you don't want to go too tight with it. I'm just gonna snug it up. And there we go.
And look at how perfect and new that looks, and look at this. It is not in a great condition. It was time for some new grips.
Yeah. All right, so now we'll jump over and we'll do the throttle side and figure out if it's actually gonna work or not. Probably should have done that side first, but
Yeah.
that's all right. We're gonna jump to the throttle side. We're gonna have to pull this boot back. That's over the housing. This back. So the first thing we're going to want to do is take these two Phillips head screws out. Right here. So down in here, we got this. Just don't lose that little brass bushing. Set that aside for now. Then we got two 8mm on the bottom. So we'll crack both of these 8 mils. Get this throttle tube separated. I can turn it down now and get a little better angle on it. One bolt. Pull this whole housing off. True or not, but apparently you can use the cam gear off of the stock housing. We'll see if it actually comes off. No, that does not come off. So whatever they're talking about using the factory cam gear off of this throttle housing,
It's not true.
must have to modify it somehow, and we're not going to do that. So, but let's just see here. This is our new cam gear, and it actually looks correct. It looks exactly like it. So I think we're going to be good to go. So yeah, we'll try it and get it in there, but I think it's right. You can use these on a 65. Pull that out. I have to snap this cam gear off. That's the one that just comes on it. Now, this is going to be faces that way. So I'm just trying to line this up so it's the same. So it's gonna want to go this way. I want to try to keep that. Not that it matters. There's no waffle, but I want to keep this grip similar to the other side. All right, so there's that. I'm just gonna wipe this off. And slide our grip on. The cable hook back up.
This one was a lot easier to get on than the first one.
Yeah, that's way easier. So get that down in there. Get our bottom on. So now, hit it all the way on, and then back it out just a little bit. I might have tightened it too much. So all the way on, and back it out a little, so that the inner side of the throttle tube isn't rubbing on the handlebar, because then your throttle will stick. Roll this down a little bit. Put that cover back on. You got some new grips. There we go. Brand new grip and throttle tube. So they do work on 65s. You just have to get the right cam gear.
Alright, so the video's taking a lot longer than we expected to put the bike together. So we're going to make a part 2. But we thought of a giveaway we're going to do. If you can guess the brand of my new 85 I'm going to get, where you can pick a shirt you want, and we're going to sign it and then send it out to you. Thanks for watching part 1 of the build series on my dirt bike. And part 2 is coming out next Wednesday. Ride safe. Peace out.